All right, so if you're an AI developer and you live and breathe Python, you definitely know the feeling. You've just built this incredible model, but it's just stuck on the command line. Well, today we're diving into a really powerful, really Pythonic solution for that exact problem. Right? You've spent weeks, maybe months, training a neural network or getting an algorithm just perfect. It is a masterpiece of code. But then you hit that wall. What's next? How do you actually get it out of the terminal and into the hands of real people? How do you let them interact with your creation? Because let's be real, a command line interface or a Jupyter notebook, that's fine for you, the person who built it, but for your boss, for your team, for actual users, yeah, that's not going to fly. You need a proper interactive user interface. So this is what a lot of people call the last mile problem in AI. You've done all the heavy lifting in Python, but now you're looking at this mountain called building a UI, a world that usually means you got to know HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. It's a huge context switch, and honestly, it can bring a project to a screeching halt. But what if you never had to leave Python at all? And this is exactly where NiceGUI steps in. It's a framework designed to build a bridge over that gap. The promise is so simple, but it's kind of a game changer for Python devs. You get to create beautiful, interactive web UIs, and you never have to write a single line of HTML, CSS, or JavaScript. I love this quote because it gets right to the heart of NiceUI's philosophy. They didn't just wrap up some existing web tools. Nope, they did what they call wishful programming. They literally asked themselves, what's the absolute dream scenario? How would we want to write a UI in the most Pythonic way imaginable? And then they went and built the framework to do exactly that. It's all about the developer experience. So how does it actually pull this off? Well, let's pop the hood for a second. This isn't just some lightweight toy for simple demos. It is a full-on professional-grade framework, and it's built on a foundation of some seriously powerful industry-standard tech. NiceUI is super smart about this. It stands on the shoulders of giants. For the backend, it's using FastAPI. That gives your app a crazy high-performance async core that can handle pretty much anything you throw at it. For the front-end components, it uses Quasar, which gives you this huge library of over 70 professional-looking UI elements right out of the box. Buttons, charts, you name it. And for styling, it's got Tailwind CSS baked right in, so you get total fine-grained control to make it look exactly how you want. The real magic here, the thing that connects the browser to your Python code, is Websockets. So when a user clicks a button, a little message gets zapped right back to your Python server instantly. Then your Python function runs, maybe it queries your AI model, and it sends a specific update right back to the UI. Pow! The interface changes in real time. There's no page refresh. It's this persistent connection that makes the whole experience feel so incredibly fast and smooth. Okay, this all sounds pretty great, but I know what you're thinking, especially if you're a seasoned developer. I already use tools like Streamlit or Gradio. Why should I even look at this? And that is the most important question, so let's tackle it head on. You know, it really boils down to control-first convention. Tools like Streamlit are fantastic for spinning up a quick prototype. You can get a demo working in just a few minutes, which is awesome, but there's a trade-off. You're pretty much locked into their top-down layout, and here's the kicker. Every single user interaction makes the entire script rerun from the top. For complex apps, that gets slow and inefficient really fast. NiceGUI is built for what comes next, when you need total control over the layout, over how your app manages its state, and over performance. It's for when you're building a real custom application. Let's just break it down a bit more clearly. As you can see, Streamlit and Gradio have an incredibly low learning curve, which makes them perfect for those quick and dirty demos. But that simplicity comes at the cost of flexibility and control. NiceGUI, its learning curve is still really gentle, but it has more depth. And the payoff for that is huge. You get the high flexibility and the fine-grained control you need for complex, custom UIs. It lets your project grow from a simple script into a full-blown application without hitting a wall. Okay, enough theory. Let's talk about the practical stuff. What kinds of real-world AI applications can you actually build with a framework like this? So the use cases for AI engineers are super practical. And I mean, think way beyond just a simple demo. You could build a completely custom data annotation tool tailored to your exact needs, or maybe a live dashboard that monitors your model training in real time. You could even build complex internal admin panels. In fact, NiceGUI actually started out as a way to build control interfaces for robotics, which really tells you how powerful it is for handling these real-time stateful applications. Now, all this talk of power and control might make it sound like it's complicated to set up, but this is where that whole wishful programming idea really pays off. Getting your first app up and running is ridiculously simple. No, seriously, it is as simple as it looks on the screen. You do a quick pip install, and then it's literally 3 lines of Python. You import the library, you add a UI element like this label here, and you just call ui.run. And the best part? The moment you run that script, it automatically opens your web browser to the right page. There's no messing around with servers or configs. It's about as frictionless as it gets. And I think this quote just sums up the whole value of NiceGUI perfectly. It keeps this simple stuff simple. It doesn't get in your way when all you want to do is show a button and a chart. But, and this is the important part, unlike some of the simpler tools, it gives you a clear path forward when your project starts getting more complex and demands custom layouts and a truly professional feel. So the next time you finish building that brilliant AI model, just remember that the command line doesn't have to be where it ends. You've got this powerful, truly Pythonic tool that can give your work the user interface it really deserves. So the only question left is, what are you going to build first?